Please check the increase time. Stop cat.
Good morning. The babbling computer lets you know that you're about to visit with your Uncle Squinty. Hi, I'm Paul. Good morning. And today we're taking a look at Lane Limited's 1Q. What is 1Q? Well, 1Q is a lightly cased, vanilla scented Cavendish, golden Cavendish actually, aromatic pipe tobacco made by Lane Limited of the state of Georgia here in the United States. If you've ever smoked Captain Black Royal, that's Captain Black in the royal blue pouch, you have had this flavor in your mouth. Although I suspect that Lane's 1Q, by the way, Captain Black Royal also made by Lane, I believe that Lane 1Q uses a better quality of tobacco. I know it doesn't get ashy or nasty like the Captain Black can towards the bottom of the bowl. So I'm pretty sure it's much better tobacco. As I said, the scent is a light vanilla. And this tobacco, I understand, is based on golden Cavendish. Couldn't prove it by me, I just know it tastes good. If you go into your local brick and mortar looking for this, and you're just looking at the jars, you may not find this. Simply because tobacco stores typically buy a lot of tobacco from people like Lane and Boswell and so on, and then they put their own names on it. So you might not find Lane 1Q, but you might find vanilla custard or virgin thighs or tight buttocks or Napoleon's last fart, whatever. They're going to name it something else. But if you go up to the clerk and kind of wink and say, which one of these is your 1Q, they'll know what you're talking about and they will point you to the right jar. Bought in bulk at Pipes and Cigars, this is $2.50 an ounce, give or take. But of course, as is the case with all bulk tobaccos from Pipes and Cigars, the more you buy, the less it costs per ounce. I bought 4 ounces of this, and I think it was right around $2.20 an ounce. Well, fairly inexpensive quarter pound of tobacco, right? Now, I have heard it said that Lane 1Q is the perfect pipe tobacco for beginning pipe smokers, and that it will never, ever, ever bite your tongue. I disagree mildly with the first statement and disagree strongly with the second. If you haul on this at all, if you freight train this at all, it's going to singe your tongue pretty well. You're going to get that tongue bite. For that reason, I don't think it's the best possible tobacco for beginners. Especially smokers who are transitioning between cigarettes or cigars and going to pipe smoking for the first time. I suspect that the former cigarette smoker would have a much better experience smoking a mild Virginia blend or even a mild English, because it's going to be more reminiscent of their cigarette smoking habit, whereas there's no mistaking an aromatic pipe tobacco. It's good for beginners who want to convince their roommate, spouse, partner that smoking in the house is a good idea, because the room note on this is stellar. My wife does not like about half the tobaccos I smoke. She disagrees with their scent, or they disagree with her. But she never has a problem with this one. There's a couple that she just loves. One of them is the Lane 1Q. So this is a great tobacco. You could walk into a room populated by rabid anti-smoking vegan lesbian feminists. Okay, they wouldn't necessarily have to be lesbian or feminist or even vegan. But you know the type, the Birkenstock sandal wearing, I'm going to change the world by banning the demon tobacco. You know the type. Those pains in the ass.
10 to 10 a.m.
But you could light up a pipe of this in front of them, and after the initial, no, don't smoke, we will kill you, get the ropes, get the pitchforks and torches, we are going to burn this man alive. Instead of reacting like that, after that initial reaction, they will smell the air and go, wow, that smells really delightful. That's really good. So, but yeah, because this will singe your tongue a little bit, bite your tongue. And because it might not be the most logical transition between cigarettes and cigars, let's say, and pipe smoking, I think this is not an ideal beginner tobacco. And I'm sorry, kind of, that I started out with aromatics, because having been a cigarette smoker, probably should have gone with something a little less sweet, a little less tongue bite, burns a little easier, and packs a little more nicotine. This does not pack a lot of nicotine. This is a really pleasant all-day smoke. I think it was Classical Pipes that said it's lawn mowing tobacco, and that's not a bad characterization. This is one to stuff into the beater pipe and blaze up when you're doing household chores. It smokes mild if you sip on it and not haul on it. It doesn't pack too much nicotine, so you're not going to get the spins. It doesn't dry out your mouth too badly. Just a nice, pleasant, inoffensive, all-day smoke. And incidentally, I found it to be really useful for extending other aromatic tobaccos. For example, yesterday I had just maybe a half bowl left of CAO Black, which is Black Cavendish, and I knew it would be a good mix with the 1Q, so I mixed the two of them together to make one full bowl of pipe tobacco. And it was good. It was really good. I've also done that with the CAO, I call it cow, the CAO Cherry Bomb. Same deal. Was running out of it. Didn't have enough for a full bowl full, so I just threw in a little Lane 1Q, mixed them up, and the smoking experience was wonderful. I've also added this. Yes, I know it's sacrilege, but I've also added this to some OTC tobaccos that don't have a lot of taste, like Prince Albert. And I've even mixed this with a couple of good Virginias and Englishes, just to see how it would taste. Tastes pretty good all the way around. What kind of cob, or what kind of pipe, I should say? Well, I just tipped my hand there. What kind of pipe should you smoke this in? I think cobs. I think that cobs give you really good flavor from almost any tobacco you smoke in them. And they're cheap, very inexpensive to buy a good cob pipe. Less than, you can get the best cob pipe out there and stick a forever stem on it for less than the price of most basket briars. So why wouldn't you? And this tobacco performs beautifully in cobs, tastes just delicious. Now, I've also smoked this in briars, pearwoods, and meerschaum, in fact. And it smokes beautifully in meerschaum, not so well in briar or pearwood, because the taste of the wood sort of mixes unpleasantly, at least in my experience with this tobacco. I have smoked it in here's my little naked lady meerschaum, and will you look at those boobs? This is a wonderful pipe for smoking this kind of tobacco, but because the tobacco chamber is so small, you really have to pack this lightly. So when I smoke Lane 1Q in this pipe, I gravity feed it and then just lightly tamp with my fingertip. Once it gets going, once I get an ember established, then you can tamp it a little more vigorously and you'll get a good, long, cool, and sweet smoke. Yes, this will bite your tongue, but again, good smoking cadence. It's one of the easier aromatics I've ever smoked. And by the way, this tobacco is immensely popular. I had a good chuckle when I watched Skeletal Piper's review of Lane 1Q. He's been smoking a pipe since 1977 and had not tried Lane 1Q until about a year ago. I think it was last August he published that video. So, pipe smokers, even with a lot of experience, haven't tried this. But it's a very popular tobacco, as I said, sold under a whole bunch of different names for sure. The names will vary from pipe store to pipe store, obviously.
5 minutes to 10 a.m.
I'm having a little trouble keeping this lit this morning, and I'm curious as to why. I guess I'm talking too much, maybe. Huh? Don't you love this pipe? Ha ha, $3. Can't beat it with a rake. Well, you could, but what would be the point? Oh, While I've got your attention, let me remind you very quickly about my contest. I'm running a contest. Entry deadline is midnight, the morning of the 13th of February, day before Valentine's Day. And if I get your entries by midnight between the 12th of February and the 13th of February, the drawing will be held on the 14th of February, Valentine's night. And I am giving away one of two prizes, your choice. You can have a 50-gram factory fresh sealed tub of Dolakia Swiss chocolate, the best chocorific nasal snuff out there. Or you can choose one of two Mr. Brog Pearwood pipes. I have a half-bent billiard, a smooth finish, and I also have a 14-inch Church Warden with a very small bowl, also with a smooth finish. And both pipes come with tamper, a check pipe tool actually, and a little plastic pipe stand. So you get your choice between those three items if you win my contest. What you need to do is make a VR featuring your favorite tongue twister. And if you need to find a tongue twister, go to Google, search tongue twister, and you'll find them. I was asked last night by someone if they could use lyrics from a song that were difficult to say. I would rather not, for a bunch of reasons. I would prefer you go with one of the old tried and true tongue twisters, such as I slid a sheet, I slid upon a slitted sheet I sit, or Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers, or She Sells Seashells by the Seashore, or whatever. Come up with a good tongue twister for me. That gets you one entry into the drawing. If you include your bloopers, mess-ups, screw-ups, faux pas with your final performance of your tongue twister on the same video, you get a second entry. As like I said, just one prize this time. I'm only sending out the snuff or the pipe. No, you can't have both. And I'll be doing the drawing in less than a couple of weeks. So get on it. Make me a VR with your favorite tongue twister. And I will be happy to award the winner, randomly chosen from all entries. I will be glad to present the winner with his or her choice of one of two brand new Mr. Brog pipes, including check pipe tool and stand, or a 50-gram tub of Dolakia Swiss chocolate nasal snuff. Your choice. But don't forget to put the link to your video in the comments section of the original contest video that I posted day before yesterday, right here on YouTube. Oh, and again, while I have your attention, I've just changed browsers to Firefox. I'm having slightly more success using the Google messaging system and successfully uploading videos. So we're on the right track. So I would like to thank the Pegum, one of my viewers, subscribers, who sent me a very nice detailed email about working around the problems with version changes to be able to more thoroughly use YouTube, Google, Facebook by switching to Firefox. So that was good. That was a good suggestion. So many thanks to the Pegum, and thanks to all of you for subscribing, liking, watching, viewing, recommending me to your friends. Please do keep on smoking no matter what anyone says. This is a venerable tradition that goes back 600 years. Let's keep it alive. From the Dank Basement, I'm Paul. Again, thanks for watching and have a great weekend.